Alright, you lot. One app, one meme slogan, and internet's gone full Chernobyl over it, like Proulx walked into Summer Game Fest dressed as an Austrian artist. Nah, seriously. A dev shows up, answers questions, owns his mistakes, wears a pun on his head, and suddenly Reddit's frothing like a goose stepped into the living room with a copy of Mein Kampf in a loot box. Let me say this once. Make FPS great again? Into manifesto. It's a cry for help. Because this genre, our genre, it's rotting. And if that triggers you more than a broken netcode, greedy publishers, or a decade of unfinished games, then maybe problem ain't at. It's you. Let's talk. You know what colour that hat was? Black. Not red, not white, not dipped in Babby's blood and signed by Donald fucking Trump. Just black. Black hat, gaming pun, make FPS great again. That's it. And yet Reddit still managed to perform a full political exorcism over it, screaming about fascism like Proulx summoned Mussolini with patch note. You people didn't see at, you saw trigger. And that says more about you than it ever will about him. Oh, but it's not a pun, Scotty. It's satire, you lobotomized lettuce. It's contextual parody or a cultural meme, used for years in everything from memes to mods to fucking Twitch overlays. Hell, make X great again, it's knockoff slogan at decade. If you're still acting shocked by it, I don't know what to tell you. Maybe internet ain't safe for you, we had to chaperone. Now let's talk about your selective outrage. Hideo Kojima, openly political. Death Stranding literally had Make America Whole Again, plastered everywhere like campaign ad for existential dread. And you lot? You fucking worshipped him. Polished his shoes. Licked symbolism off his boots. Not a single boycott thread. Not a peep. But Ian? Black fucking hat, 5 words, and suddenly he's leading a digital coup. Do you hear yourselves? This want about morality, this want about standards, this were about control, and your desperate need to feel righteous while dragging someone else through shit for clicks, karma, or clout. Let me make it simple. If your brain melts over a slogan on a black cap, gaming's no longer your safe space. It's your therapy session. And restaurants are done playing shrink. You remember why we used to game? To escape. To switch off from bullshit outside. From work, bills, politics, pandemics, elections, protests, scandals, life. You booted up a shooter, cracked open a monster, and tuned fuck out. It didn't matter if guy in your lobby were left wing, right wing, upside down, or made of fucking Lego. You were both in trenches together, bunny hopping like morons and yelling about lag. That what beauty of it. Gaming what great equalizer. No borders, no agendas, just chaos, carnage, and camaraderie. But now it's a fucking lecture. Every cutscene comes with homework. Every dev AMA comes with an interrogation. Every menu screen is a goddamn political landmine. Set wrong word, wear wrong hat, joke wrong way, and suddenly you're trending on Twitter under hashtag gamers against fascism for making a pun. You want to know why so many devs stay silent? Because if there's so much as blink sideways, some daft bellend with a Reddit account will write a thesis on how the pixel art supports systemic oppression. And you know what's worse? It's working. Games are getting neutered. Devs are getting trained like zoo animals. Nobody's allowed to be human anymore. It's PR statements or fucking exile. Don't defend woke crowd. Don't trigger anti-woke mob. Don't mention gender or politics or comedy or alt, really. Just shut fuck up, ship skins, and pray to God your pun don't summon comment section from hell. Mate, gaming's not a safe space anymore. It's a fucking minefield. And if you're not careful, only thing left to escape to will be a grey menu with 4 dialogue options and no soul. Let's talk about devs for a minute. You know, poor sods actually trying to make fucking games you whinge about 24/7. They're walking on goddamn tightrope greased with drama, death threats, and discourse. Speak up? Wow, political much. Stay silent? Oh, complicit in hate, I see. Crack a joke? Insensitive, fire 'em. Post patch notes with too much personality? Unprofessional. Post them with hard enough? Soulless corporate drones. Jesus Christ, how fuck do you expect him to win? Techie Proulx, he shows up to his own AMA. No handler, no PR puppet, no pre-tuned corporate slogans. Just him, a CEO, answering questions. admitting mistakes. And just cause of that, what happens? You lot treated him like he posted a selfie at Capitol Hill. This is why devs don't speak anymore. Why everything's sterilised, censored, pre-approved by 17 departments before it reaches fans. Cause second a human slips through cracks, someone somewhere will take a screen grab, add an Austrian artist comparison, and start drafting a cancellation post with 400 upvotes and zero context. You say you want transparency. Bullshit. You want compliance. You want devs who say what you want, think what you want, act how you want. And if they don't, you'll crucify them until they do. And then you wonder why they hide behind community managers. Why everything sounds like it were written by ChatGPT on Xanax. Cause every time a dev tries to be real, you show them what a mistake that is. Well done, Reddit, you've trained them all to shut fuck up and ship battle pass. Now here's where I stop aiming over your head and fire straight into crowd. Cause this one's for you, self-proclaimed guardians of gaming inclusivity, who've somehow made it most exclusive, hostile fucking space on internet. You stand there shrieking, gaming should be for everyone. And what you mean is, gaming should be for people who agree with me on absolutely everything, or else they're a bigot. I've had it. I'm right-wing. I've got left-wing mates. I still drink beers with them. I've got gay mates, straight mates, religious mates, atheist mates. One mate who thinks Earth is flat and worships Slipknot. I don't give a toss. I've got COD mains, indie purists, shooter addicts, people who'd rather play Stardew Valley and touch grass. We all game, we all get along. Why? Because real fucking gamers don't sit there vetting each other's political alignment before a match. We don't hand out friendship bracelets based on our fucking pronouns or who we voted for. We boot up, load in, frag out. But you treat every lobby like a fucking purity test. Is dev woke enough? Is character diverse correctly? Did someone make a joke you didn't like 12 years ago? Cancel them. Burnt game. Declare moral bankruptcy. You are problem. Gaming's supposed to be a refuge. Not a recruitment platform, not a fucking protest stage, not your personal echo chamber where everyone claps at your moral compass like it's a fucking TED Talk. If your entire identity hinges on being offended every 10 minutes, put controller down and go scream into a pillar. Let us have one space that ain't infected by your fragile political bullshit. Cause some of us don't game to preach, we game to breathe. And if you're still mad about fucking Black Hat, you clearly forgot how to do that. See, it's truth, straight, no chaser. Gaming used to unite people. Nah, it's a minefield full of moral landmines, patrolled by dopamine-starved outrage addicts ready to cancel a dev for blinking out of sync with their echo chamber. But it don't have to stay that way. You can still make gaming great again. Not as a fucking slogan, but as a promise. A promise to leave politics at door. A promise to let devs be human. A promise to stop measuring fun by its fucking ethical alignment chart. I don't care if you're left, right, centre, upside down, or built like a fucking loot llama. If you love games, if you respect craft, and you just want a fucking break from noise, you're welcome here. But if you're type to melt down over a Black Hat and turn every dev AMA into a TEDx therapy circle, then maybe it's you who don't belong. Gaming don't need another ideology. It needs players. So join Discord, follow on X, consider a channel membership. Unless you're saving for next self-righteous boycott. Smash like, hit subscribe, drop your comments and questions below. But only if they're not 15 paragraphs about fascism and headwear. I'll see you next time, you magnificent.